Hello everyone, welcome to episode 51 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top articles from the Layover each week. I'm Erin McNamara.
Erin, what are you doing?
I saw an opportunity, so I just decided to...
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 51 of the Layover Live. We're bringing the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, VP of Digital Marketing, joined by Senior SEO Analyst Erin.
Hello.
So Erin, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Jason.
Yes, I know you saw the opportunity.
I did.
Right? You decided to take it, which is great because we are talking about opportunities in SEO today, which is why you are here. And, you know, one thing, Erin, I know you guys as a whole, it's a large division of our department. You do a lot of SEO for a lot of destinations around there. And I know some of the common things that come through always is, hey, now that we're doing SEO with you guys, how do we rank #1 in Google, right? So when you get an email or you have a kickoff call with a client, you're talking about those things, very similar to some of the things that are talked about in the article. How do you guys approach that, really, right?
So that's always the first thing. We want to rank #1.
Right.
We want to rank #1.
Sure.
But there's a lot more that goes into that. So right when we get a brand new client, we spend a lot of time getting to know them. So we're asking them about their destination. Tell us high seasons, low seasons. What are you known for? What are the kind of cool local things? What are the things people come overseas for? What drives people to the market? Right. So we need to find out about the destination. Yeah. Second, we do a lot of keyword research. So we want to find out, you want to rank #1 for, I've had this happen, beautiful mountains. Right. Okay? But is that gonna really is that gonna really send the most qualified traffic to your site? Probably not. So what mountains are in your area? Are there really great hikes in that area? Are there really cool bed and breakfasts or lodges or events near those mountains where you can highlight kind of those, what we like to call long tail keyword searches? So we do extensive keyword research, hours and hours and hours, and we come up with a list of anywhere from 25 to 75 phrases that we want to focus on initially. Yeah. And then we talk to you. What are your goals? Where on your site are you trying to drive traffic? Yeah. Did you start a blog and you're starting to create content there that you're trying to drive traffic to? So we try to find out from you, what are your goals, and then we look at the research and say, how can we make that fit? Do you want more organic traffic? That's our goal. But ranking #1 for, let's just say, Houston hotels, you might not rank #1 for quite some time for that. Yeah, really competitive. But you could rank #1 for pet-friendly Houston hotels, or Houston hotels by the water, or maybe not the best example,
type version. Yeah,
exactly. Sure. Exactly. So
so it's really important that you bring up a good point, because I think all of those things together, looking at the client's business objectives, what their goals are, your keyword research, helps really inform that strategy, which is really, really important. And it's a little bit different for every client, right? Yeah. So what are some of the tools then when you guys are doing this? What are some of the tools that you guys are using to accomplish a lot of this?
Oh man, we use a lot of tools internally. We use a lot of free tools and a lot of paid tools. Obviously Google AdWords, the keyword planner.
Yep, really good.
That's because we spend a lot of money for our clients, we're able to access the entire tool. We see actual search volume in there instead of ranges. Right. Google Search Console, big one.
Yes.
Bing Webmaster Tools, Google Trends. I know the article mentions Google Trends. We absolutely use that at the beginning of a contract, especially.
Yeah. Especially like on the new side, build side, things like that too, right? To see what's trending.
Exactly.
Helps with forecasting.
Exactly. Moz, SEM Rush. I mean, we use Google a lot. We're looking at Google Autocomplete. We're actually using a tool now that will export a list of autocomplete terms for us. So when you start typing something into Google, things to do in Phoenix, and then it gives you a list of possible searches at night, on the weekend, with family, with kids, with toddlers, with teenagers, that whole list. So we use a lot of paid tools and free tools, but we also run a lot of Google searches. We're looking for featured snippets as well.
Yep, really important nowadays.
That's really big at the beginning of an engagement as well, because even if the client comes in and they're ranking #1 or #2 or #3, if somebody has that featured snippet, they technically have spot 0.
Yes.
So they're ranking above them, even if you're ranking #1 organically. Yep. So we look at how do we format your content to steal that featured snippet, because you can actually gain more traffic from that featured snippet. because Google sees you as the authority on there.
Yep.
So the article mentions some great things about research ahead of time, and that's, I mean, what I really wanted to stress today is we don't just say, okay, great, welcome on board, Jason, we're going to get you those #1 rankings. We're going to go to work, we'll talk to you later. We meet with you, we find out as much information as possible, we dig into your analytics, we dig into your Google Search Console. At the very beginning, we do a barrier analysis as well.
Yep.
We make sure that there's no barrier stopping the search engines from being able to properly index your site.
Very important as well.
Also, in those barriers, we may find out that there's some major issues with the code on the page. We may find out that the page isn't well optimized. So even if you ranked #1, why would you be sending a bunch of traffic to a page where people are just going to bounce from? They're not finding what they want.
Yep.
We do barrier analysis, competitive analysis. That's another really big thing we do.
Yeah, you talked about that position 0 being important. One way to do that, if you're looking at the competitive landscape, really find out, okay, if we're not ranking well for a particular term, what is the competition doing, so we can try to reverse engineer that to benefit us, right?
And sometimes clients are confused. They think the competition is who they tell us their competition is.
Right.
And it's, no. Your competition is the people that are ranking for the terms you want to rank for.
Yep.
So who is outranking you, who's ranking alongside you? You know, you might be 2 and they might be 3, but how do you hold that #2 spot?
Yes.
So we do a competitive analysis really early on as well. So there's a lot of background work being done. We don't just hop in and get you #1 rankings. We've got to do the research. We've got to see where we need to focus. We've got to come up with that strategy.
Right.
We look at the overall picture. We talk to your marketing folks and see what you've going on there. If you're not doing PPC with us, we want to talk to your PPC folks.
Yep.
So there's, like the article states, there's a lot more that goes into it than I want #1 rankings, go for it.
You bet.
Do
Yeah.
that.
In the end, all that stuff helps to, research objectives, talking to the clients, looking at the competitive landscape, looking at barriers, all things that involve really crafting that overall strategy and approach. And it's a little bit different for every single client that's out there, which is really important. So Erin, thanks for sharing that. Really good information. Other good information we also have in our new State of Search report, which is really great. Something to take a look at, especially since search is the #1 traffic source for DMOs today still. Something you've got to pay attention to moving forward. So it's always good to be informed when you're doing that, so that when you're talking with them, we have the most information and we can have a really good discussion around those things. So Erin, thanks again. Thanks for tuning in to episode 51, everyone, and we'll see you next time.